This is the Influencer Entrepreneurs Podcast with Jenny Melrose, where I strategize with business owners on how to grow and scale their businesses to hit their income goals. This is episode 301 of the Influencer Entrepreneurs Podcast with Jenny Melrose. Today, we're going to be diving into cause marketing example with influencer Iryna Fedchenko. She's going to be sharing all about her journey that she has had as a professional influencer and how she has been using cause marketing and putting the word out there more about the issues that are happening in Ukraine with the war and the refugees. You're going to see how she actually started her business from this 6 years ago. So as many of you know, the Ukraine war is going on right now. It is not something that 6 years ago necessarily was in the news the way that it was, but she has always had cause marketing as part of the backbone of her business. Now, before we jump in, I want to make sure that if you haven't taken advantage of the content marketing audit that I offer, that you do so. All you have to do is leave a rating and review on your favorite podcasting app. Send me a screenshot at Jenny_Melrose to my Instagram DMs, and I will perform a free content marketing audit. All right, you guys, let's dive in. Hi, Iryna. How are you?
Hi, Jeannie. I'm good. And you? Thanks for having me.
Of course. No, I'm so excited to have this conversation about cause marketing and how we as influencers can put it into place. Before we do that, though, will you introduce yourself and your business to my listeners?
Okay, of course. Well, I'm a full-time influencer, YouTuber now for more than 6 years. And I'm also coach other influencers. I help them to level up and work with brands they always dreamed about. And I'm really passionate about what are a lot of influencers do to our society today. And of course, we have a lot of, I don't know how to say the stigma about influencers, but I think today's topic, we will discover a lot more than what we hear on the internet.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yes. And I think a lot of my listeners, of course, are influencers and bloggers, and they know exactly what you're talking about with the stigma, because they often will say, oh, I'm just a blogger, or they'll try to describe it to one of their friends and they can't really quite describe it. So I'm excited about this because it does give us a chance to really focus on our purpose and our vision for our businesses. So let's start off. What is cause marketing?
Well, cause marketing is a marketing that not only helps the business, but also brings a message to a society and helps other with the activism and spread this important message that needs to be spread and maybe help monetary. And I think in today's world, it's very important to have some kind of message, like as a business, as an influencer, content creator.
Yes. Have you used cause marketing as an influencer?
Yes, I think I never thought about it as a marketing tool. I'm on social media since 2016, and I always my channel didn't start as something that my YouTube channel. I didn't start it as a business. I didn't think I would do money with that. So, and it wasn't so I don't know how to say, to make money. The topics wasn't like that. It was my story as a Ukrainian that moved to Mexico. I started to make video in Spanish, and then somehow my audience started to asking me questions, and I think my first videos that I did with the cause was, for some years I was speaking a lot. I made documentaries, YouTube documentaries about Chernobyl tragedy, about the nuclear plant. And then I found an organization there that was helping dogs that stay there and they needed help, like medical help, vaccination, all of that. And I thought like, well, this is incredible. And it's actually an American guy that lives in Ukraine and helps in these difficult zones. So it was, I think, my first like cause marketing. I put the links there, and this video, I think, have more than 500,000 views. And I think it was the first time. And right now, as maybe a lot of our listeners know, Ukraine are on war. Mm-hmm. And almost all my content on all my social media platforms are about spreading the message. And I never thought, of course, it's like not something that I was planning, wanted to do, of course not. And it's like something that I need to do as a Ukrainian. So I do it, I spread the message, and we help a lot, all the content creators that are connected to Ukraine. We're trying to do what is in our hands.
Yes. And I think when you're doing employing cause marketing, it builds part of your brand. It's not only showing your positioning and who you're trying to help, but it truly shows your heart and lets people in and see what your values are. I think that's often a piece that as brands, personal brands, we forget to bring in the piece of our values. And by employing cause marketing, that's exactly what you are doing, and you're giving the opportunity just to continue to help others in doing so. So could you think of what are some other examples of cause marketing used by influencers? Have you seen others use something similar?
Oh, I'm totally agree with you. Like every brand needs to have something like a cause marketing in their strategy. And as influencers, I think it's important to have a message behind our content, because every brand has a message. Like fashion brands, they don't sell clothes. They sell like self-esteem, self-love, confidence. Makeup brands the same. Or other examples could be also, of course, LGBT. Another one I can remember is in October, the breast cancer. A lot of mothers, blogger moms, they spread these messages to help children cancer. There are a lot of causes you can include in maybe temporary, maybe for some day, but as a strategy, I also encourage my influencers, my clients that I work with, that what is your message? What is your purpose on social media? You are not only speaking about fashion or makeup or travel. If it's travel, for example, I moved to Mexico, and my message was like the freedom to live where you want, like the freedom, and there are no limits. You can learn language. I learned Spanish. My YouTube channel is in Spanish, and I made my dreams come true. Like there is no limit in this earth. There are no anything you can't do. This was my message. Also, I speak a lot about immigrants. And right now with the refugee situation in Europe, a lot of Ukrainians moved to Europe. It's also important. And even before, I made a video like in 2018, I think, was another video that I made, was about the Central American refugees that come to Mexico and they later go to USA. So I spoke about this, and there is always topics that you can include in your message, since without losing the popular topics, because people sometimes think I don't want to be a charity. It's not about charity. It's about purpose, because anything we do in our lives need to have some purpose, I think. And you will see that a lot of people will resonate with your message wherever you choose.
And I think that last piece that you said about resonating with it, right? We have certain experiences that are non-for-profit, charity bound, that can actually influence it, whether it's a family member that dealt with cancer, or if it is a friend or family that had a miscarriage. There can be lots of different causes that can be a huge piece of this. One of my favorite clients, and I probably shouldn't say that as there are other clients probably listening, but one of my favorites, I have all favorites, her whole site is really to lift up women that have had loss from miscarriage or infancy or whatever it might be. And it is, people connect more with her. And I think when it does resonate, it gives you that opportunity to do that. Do you think that when you're if you've never employed cause marketing before, so here's one of the pushbacks I know I'm going to get from some of my listeners is that I have a lot of food bloggers that create a lot of food content, and it's not as much of a personal brand when they're a food blogger because it's more about the recipe. How do they intertwine cause marketing with something like a food blog that's very niche and not as easy to see the connection? I love the examples you gave about fashion and makeup, and that makes so much sense. But what about a food blogger?
I remember you just said it about food, and I remember the blogger. I don't remember the whole handle of her TikTok account. It's something like Unique. And she's huge on TikTok, several millions followers, and she has a concept. She's doing recipes, TikTok, like short videos with the food recipes, and she do a voiceover about like ex-husband. And before it was something more like a little bit aggressive, but then she switched. Both of course work because it's a little bit of drama, of course, TikTok, and it helps to grow. And then it was about women empowerment, like the marriage stuff, like what women do in the marriage, like what is her role in the marriage. There is always, of course, it's I think not a lot of people will agree how I read this message, because you can hear it's a little bit aggressive, but it's also a sarcasm, it's a drama, it's TikTok. So it's not for everybody, but there are audience for this. And the concept is very cool. I like the concept. And it's again showing us that you can't just upload food recipes. Like it's not working anymore. We are not in 2015. You need to have something behind it, a cool voiceover. Maybe it's a comedy, drama, society issues. And she also do it with some kind of pronunciation, and it's funny, and it has a purpose there, and a lot of women will resonate with that. So this one that I remembered. Maybe with food you can do also with something about children, motherhood, the importance of the mother in the family. There are a lot of, I think, as a coach, I can tell a person, with an influencer, what is your message. The influencer should find this message, because what is your belief? I like to call it ideology, like what you believe in, what is your ideology, because every brand has something that they defend. And all the content, I like to build it with this like ideology defense of what you believe in, your purpose. And you can you can answer questions about people that are not agree with you. And this is perfect, because we can, as influencers, we can be liked by everybody. That's why we need to have a message that some people will like it and some they will not like it. So, and it's okay. And I think it's correct content strategy.
How could an influencer employ cause marketing into their already built brand identity? So how do you have someone that already has, 100,000 followers on Instagram, 50,000 followers on TikTok, has website traffic already coming, and they've never spoken about a cause in the past because maybe they didn't see how they could bring in that personal piece of it? How would you go about doing that now?
I would start with the same. You will introduce to the audience it the same way that you would introduce it to yourself. So if you never do it, you can go to the place, maybe some charity, and show your experience discovering this cause. So you are not showing like help, like we need to help right now, and I'm doing it like I did it for a long time, I just didn't show it. No, you go there, and maybe it's an example. Yes, maybe she didn't go, but he or she, the influencer, watched a documentary, and she discovered the cause. The first step for everybody is you discover it. So you watch this documentary. I just watched a documentary on Netflix about water problem, and I never thought about this like in that way, that how they show it. And it's like you can show your experience, how you discovered it, what you think, what you thought before, how your opinion changed, and what you will do right now. And you can ask your audience, what would you do? What do you think about that? You create a conversation, because with our audience, we need to speak. It should be inbound, outbound. They send you messages, you can show, and you will see a lot of people will resonate with the cause. And if something is interesting for you, I'm sure there will be a lot of people from your audience that are also interested in this.
That makes so much sense. And it's funny that you said about the documentary, because I can remember a client talking to me about how they saw the documentary about where our food comes from. And that was actually why they became vegan and created their website, and they never though tied it in and explained where it came from. So I love that fact of, explaining how you discovered it and bringing them along on that journey and showing them how they can make a difference too. So good.
Yeah, the vegetarian topic is also a very, very good one for social media, because it's resonating with a lot of people, and at the same time, a lot of people does not resonate with that. So you create a conversation. So don't be afraid. I would say not be afraid about creating conversation, because that's why we are on social media, to create topics that people speak about. Because if nobody reacts, like why you do content at first place?
Yes. So good. So now you have a guide on how to be a professional influencer in 2022. Can you tell me more about it?
Well, I actually have a guide and also a discovery call with me, a strategy call, a free 45-minute discovery call for content creators. And what I trying to do is to show influencers something that a lot of big influencers, they don't show out there. Because I like to say it straight to the point, we need drama. Sometimes there is lack of drama on the content creators, they afraid to do. But as influencers, it's not like creating drama out of something that doesn't matter, or you don't feel like it. That's why we need this purpose. You will defend your purpose, and everybody, we all have a purpose in this earth, I think, and we need to defend it. So what I'm trying to show in my materials, in my guides, and also my strategy call, like what there's something that you afraid to show on social media, but it's something that will help you to grow and help you to find the right audience for you. And yes, that's why I'm making a difference between content creators and influencers. For me, influencer is the person that has some purpose. And that's why I don't like the influencer stigma out there, because it's not only about dancing, making drama out of nothing. It's about making drama about something important, because drama is around us. We all live in the world that we live around news, all of that. So that's why I trying to show in my materials to content creators what they're capable of, and they never thought about, because it's easier. Eugenie may know, like I'm sure you know that as a coaches, we sometimes see something that by ourselves we can see, like you work, and so that's why I try to be around other influencers, and they can suggest me some stuff maybe that I can't see.
Mm-hmm. Yes, having that outside perspective definitely can make such a huge difference. Iryna, where are the best places to connect with you?
You can find me on Instagram, Iryna / Fedchenko. It's difficult. I kept all my names Ukrainian as it was, like my real name. You can find my website, Iryna Fedchenko. And also on YouTube, well, it's in Spanish, but anyway, if you want to try to learn Spanish, but my website, basically, iryinafedchenko.com.
All right, perfect. We are going to link to those in the show notes so that everybody can just hop right over there and follow along, ask any questions that they have. Iryna, I appreciate you so much for taking the time to speak with me and my audience.
Thank you, Jeannie. Thank you, everybody, and be safe.
All right, you guys, I really hope that you are able to figure out a way to employ cause marketing, put it in as part of your business model, because as you can see, people are able to resonate and connect when you show the values and your heart of what you believe in. So as always, if you haven't already left a rating and review, you can still take advantage of the content marketing audit that I'm doing for free. Just leave a rating and review in your favorite podcasting app. Send me a screenshot at Jenny_Melrose on Instagram, and I will perform a content marketing audit for free. All right, you guys, until next time, I will see you all then.